The Igbo people are celebrated globally for their rich cultural heritage and for their sense of community and family. I think this is one of the reasons why the Igbo are one of the richest in Nigeria, because they know how to transfer wealth from one generation to another. In this video, we're going to investigate how the Igbo people transfer wealth from one generation to another.
Igbo kwenu! Igbo kwenu! Igbo kwenu!
Ibella, welcome to Imo State. No, here I know we're in Nigeria. So one day why I am Batage. You are welcome to Imo State. No, Ibiago, and the Yamagerugaka. I'm Brandoka, aka it is well with my soul. As Magadregema, Ukwiji Bia na Alimo State, Nigeria, Tigejala, Magadregema Neke, Nori, Afo, Mko, Yagajiregi. You are welcome.
What does it mean in English, please?
Like I said, you are welcome to Owerri. You are welcome to Nigeria. As you come, while going back, you go back safely, and the Lord will lead you through in the name of Jesus.
The primary traditional source of Igbo wealth is from agriculture. The Igbo people have agricultural resources like yam, like cassava and taro. But this is not the main source of Igbo wealth. The main source of Igbo wealth is from business and entrepreneurship.
You know, in our culture, when an elder coughs like this, clears his throat, that means something important is coming. So you listen. You listen. So let's talk about how the Igbos transfer wealth. Right. Now, basically, the Igbos transfer wealth through what is called the Igba boy system. Igba boy. So it's, in English, you call it the apprenticeship, right? So this is a system, this is an age-long system where parents send out their sons especially, to go to a mentor who is a big businessman. You go understudy the business for some time. Now, agreement is signed, is written and signed by this boy, the parents, the master. That, okay, this boy is going to serve me for 6 years, for 7 years, for 10 years, and I'm going to settle him. Right. So this boy is not under any salary. He stays with his master, understudies this trade, lives with the master. In fact, he serves the master, both domestically and in the shop. So at home, the boy is responsible for washing the master's clothes, washing his cars, taking care of any animal he had, maybe a dog or a goat, whatever. And then at the shop, the boy takes care of business, bringing out the ngwahia. So ngwahia are the goods. So most of our Igbo men are traders. So in the morning, you bring out the goods, and in the evening, you take in the goods. And that is the job of the apprentice, of this Nwa boy. So we'll call them Nwa boy. Nwa boy is the apprentice, the young man who has come from the village to understudy this business. So this boy stays with the master, and after the term of service, the master settles him.
So how much? It's not soft like Ankara.
Now, this settlement from before now, the settlement used to be part of the goods the master sells. So he will pack part of the goods to settle the boy, open a shop for him. And that is how the boy becomes his own oga. And then now other people send young men to this boy who is now free. So it's called settlement. So when they settle him, he becomes his own boss and is ready now to take in other boys to serve him and get settled the same way he was settled by his Oga. Now, this is the Igbo boy system in the Igbo wealth transfer.
There is this popular saying all around the world. It says if you go to any country on planet Earth and you don't find Igbo people in that place, run away, because that is not a good place. Now, the Igbo people travel around the world for business due to so many factors, and among these factors we have economic factors, we have historical factors, and we have cultural factors. Igbos are often described as naturally enterprising and ingenious, with a strong drive to succeed in business. This spirit, combined with the apprenticeship system, motivates them to seek opportunities wherever they may be found. Now, this business entrepreneurship spirit among the Igbos keeps extending because the Igbos are widespread all around the world. A significant Igbo diaspora exists around the world, creating strong business networks and facilitating trade and investment between different regions. Igbo people have a history of migration, including their movement to southern Cameroon, and this was driven by geographical proximity, trade, and socio-economic opportunities. The Civil War of 1967 to 1970 is a major turning point in Igbo history. The war and its aftermath included economic hardship and political instability. This led to a large-scale exodus of Igbo people to other parts of Nigeria and abroad. Now, more than other tribes, the Igbo man remembers his home. Because they are a community and relation-based people, the Igbo man believes in connecting with his ancestral land and ancestors. Igbos do not joke with their festivals. Over the years, Christmas has evolved into a homecoming celebration where Igbos from different parts of Nigeria and overseas travel back to their ancestral home to celebrate with friends and family. This has become an integral part of the Igbo culture. And apart from prestige, this is one of the reasons why the Igbo man would build mansions back in his ancestral land, even if he gets to stay here just once in a year.
Asne. Samuel Eto.
A question now remains to be answered. How effective is the Iba boy system in Igbo land, and how sustainable is this system?
So recently, we started seeing some dubious attitude in the whole system, where some young boys will serve their bosses, their oga. Ibacha boy, you will not be settled. Now, it wasn't so from the beginning. Something really happened. It seems our people are becoming greedy with the system, because I see no reason why a young boy will finish serving his master and not be settled. And then you see that some people settle them and don't settle them well. So you see a boy giving you 7 years of his life and you're giving him 1 million naira in the current economy. Right? So these are some of the reasons most people will not let their sons go to this system of Igbo boy. So the system is seriously and quickly crashing in Igbo land. It's crashing in Igbo land because the bosses are no longer interested in settling the boys well. All right. And those who, some of them don't settle at all. So you see the boys want to now travel abroad. The Japa syndrome. They want to travel abroad to go try make their money themselves. And then some get into the advanced free fraud, what you call Yahoo. They want to make fast money. And then you see some of them getting into what is called Okite. Okite is a diabolic means which they believe gives them money. So they go to a herbalist, a baba somewhere, who conjures something in a small pot and keeps it for them. So they believe that their success in whatever they are doing, in wherever they are, is dependent on the success of the Okite they have somewhere. So, because the apprenticeship program is crashing in Igbo land, we are having the Japa syndrome, people are migrating. We are having the advanced free fraud, the 419, Yahoo Yahoo. In fact, they have schools now where they teach these boys. Yes, they teach these boys to press computer, swindle some white men, And then it introduced what is called the Okite. Okite is a diabolic means of making money. So young people believe that these other means are faster. So they prefer to go through this means rather than going to serve, rather than going for Iba boy. So right now, the Iba boy is seriously on the downtone, is seriously low. They are little or nobody in the system. So you see, Ogas employing salespersons now. So they employ salespersons. Come and be my secretary. Come and be my salesperson on salary. Before it wasn't so. The Ogas don't pay salaries. And the relationship is not the one that ends at the shop. It continues at home, wherever the Oga lives. That is where this boy lives. So that is the summary of the Iba boy, how he started. The advantages are numerous because these young men are grounded in the trade. Most times they don't need formal education. The education they get on the street, right there in the shop, is enough. You that went to the university cannot compete with them in the marketplace. So it makes them, they are grounded. It makes them grounded in the trade. And they are masters in this trade. But now, hardly will you see anybody going through the apprenticeship program. All right? They are either running for Japa, or they are getting into Yahoo Yahoo, or they are getting involved in Okite. So that is what it is.
With the fault in the Iba boy system and the rise of e-commerce, new forms of trade are being introduced in the Igbo land, and this creates like new path for business and for exchange. I hope you learned something in this video. I will see you in the next one.